I'm going to show you 7 ways that you can make money with your music in 2021 on the other side of the intro. Let's go! Welcome to part 2 of how to make money with your music in 2021. Jamaal, aka Boss Eagle, Billboard-charting hip-hop artist and music business coach at Business Minded Musicians.
Did that really just happen?
And in this video, I'm going to show you 7 more ways that you can make money with your music. If you want to check out part 1, you can click on the link somewhere around here to do that. And today we're going to cover numbers 8 through 14. I believe I did my math right. We will find out at the end. But before we jump into it, I want to remind you that you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you like videos like this, I love being able to help independent artists and bands grow their brand and take control of their music career. And so if you like videos, you want to learn about marketing, tech, social media, all that good stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And you can also go ahead and ding that notification bell so that you are notified when videos like this come out. So without further ado, let's jump into the next set of ways that you can make money with your music in 2021. Number 8 is by selling merch. That's right. You can sell your merch at shows if you're doing live shows. You can also sell your merch online through your website. You can even use social media if you wanted to sell on Facebook or Instagram. You just have to make sure that you have a way to be able to accept payments and to be able to get the item to your fans. And you can really go, any number of directions with this as well. You don't have to just stick to t-shirts and tank tops and hats and hoodies. You could do coffee mugs, you could do keychains, stickers. A lot of people will do USB drives that may contain their entire catalog on there. So there are a lot of different ways that you can go with selling merch to make some money in 2021. All right, number 9. Number 9 is by running a crowdfunding campaign. Now, crowdfunding is not a task that should be taken lightly. In order for you to really be successful with running a crowdfunding campaign, you definitely want to put a lot of effort and front loading into it, because it can be a pretty daunting task, especially with having to maintain it and keep up with it. You're working on your project most likely, but you have all these other things too, where you have to stay in constant communication. You have to figure out what you're going to do for all of your tiers for donations. You got to figure out how to get those things to your donors. So there's a lot to consider there. But if you are working on a project, if you have an EP or an album or even a single coming out, a crowdfunding campaign could be a great way for you to be able to get those costs covered. One thing I would recommend is just making sure that you have a clear outline of everything that you're requesting, everything that you need. Make sure that you factor in all the costs of everything that's going to take for you to have a successful crowdfunding campaign, including making sure that you can get all of the items to fulfill for the donors, and then also being able to send those items out. But with crowdfunding, remember, it's all about making a connection through your videos, through your updates, through your social posts, through your emails. You're going to want to be in contact with folks because they want to be a part of this process. They're going on this journey with you for 30 days or whatever during the crowdfunding campaign, and you want to make sure that you keep them apprised on whatever is going on, so that you can be successful with raising those funds for your project. So keep crowdfunding in mind. I wouldn't suggest just doing a crowdfunding campaign, but certainly if you have a reason, if you have a project that you're working on, crowdfunding can be a great way to help with some of the costs. All right, number 10 is subscriptions, offering fan subscriptions. We're probably most familiar with something like this with like Patreon, right? It's a fan subscription service. There's different levels that they can donate each month, and there are certain things that they get access to based on whatever tier that they're at. And so that's definitely something that you can do. You can offer something on Patreon. You can also create your own subscription service on your website if you wanted to. You could use a site like Facebook and maybe have a private Facebook group And as those folks pay their subscription, or whether that's one time or monthly, then maybe they get access to this private Facebook group, and you go in there and you have behind the scenes stuff. Maybe you go live when you're in rehearsals. Maybe you go live at the studio. You share music with them before it's released to everyone else. There are a lot of things that you can do. Maybe even they get exclusive access to merch or members only type things.
Family members only.
But there's a lot that you can do with fan subscriptions. Again, fan subscriptions to me are kind of similar, kind of like that crowdfunding thing, although crowdfunding is kind of a set time and then it's over, whereas fan subscriptions should continue to go on and on. But they're similar in the sense where I think you need to make sure that you don't underestimate the amount of time that it's going to take, because if someone is paying monthly, even if it's $5.99 monthly or $7.99 monthly, it may not sound like a lot, but you want to make sure that you're able to deliver on whatever it is that they're paying for every month. Otherwise, they may not be very happy. They may not feel like they're getting what they were promised. Make sure that you have the mental, emotional, physical, spiritual bandwidth to be able to keep that up every month or however frequently you're checking in or whatever you're doing. But fan subscriptions can be a great way to kind of create an ongoing recurring revenue stream for your music. Number 11 is to collect your public performance royalties. If you have a copy of my Artist Resource Guide Volume 2, the new updated Artist Resource Guide,
get it while it's hot,
which you can get by clicking the link below, you'll note that the very first thing I talk about in the Artist Resource Guide is making sure that you are a member of a performance rights organization, or a PRO. These are the folks that make sure that the public performance of your music is covered and that you get paid for that. So if you think about it, a lot of venues that play music, whether it's a hotel or something like that, they have to buy a license from the PROs to be able to play that music. And your music might be in that catalog. It might be one of those things that gets played. So the public performance of your music is something that you definitely want to make sure is being administered, that you have everything in place to make sure that that is being taken care of. So in the United States, we have 3 PROs, but 2 really that are open to be joined, and those are ASCAP and BMI. CSAC operates in the United States, but it is by invitation only. So definitely go check out BMI or ASCAP if you haven't already joined a PRO, and make sure that you consider doing that today. Number 12 is digital royalties. Now, this can be a little bit confusing because sometimes people wonder, well, does my PRO collect for digital streaming and stuff like that, and who does what? So you want to make sure that you register for all of the appropriate entities that you need to. But in the US, you should register with Sound Exchange. Now, what Sound Exchange is going to do is they're going to collect your digital royalties for sites like Pandora or XM Satellite. Now, what Sound Exchange does is they collect on digital platforms that are non-interactive. And what that means is that the user cannot choose what they want to listen to. So if you're listening to XM Satellite Radio, you can't choose what song you want to listen to. Pandora is the same way. Now, that's different from Spotify and Apple Music. So what Sound Exchange does, again, they're going to collect those digital royalties for non-interactive platforms where your music may appear. So make sure that you are registered for Sound Exchange and or whatever entities are available and appropriate for your area.
13.
One of the other cool things that a PRO does is actually collects for your live performances as well. Once you've performed live, you can go into the platform and you actually register your set list. You go in, you put in the venue, you put in the set list for that night, and then they are able to capture that. This is one of the ways that a lot of artists leave money on the table. So make sure that 1, you're registered with a PRO, and 2, if they provide an option for you to be able to register your live performances, you should definitely be doing that as well. And number 14 is to collect all of your mechanical royalties. Now, I know this may sound a little bit more technical, but fear not, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Mechanical royalties are different from the digital royalties. So we just talked about in number 13 was collecting your digital royalties. Those are going to be through Sound Exchange when your music is played on sites like Pandora. Mechanical royalties are a little bit different in that it's the collection of the royalties that are streamed on interactive services and through the purchase of your music. So this is going to mostly be for publishers and writers. So if you're writing your own music, publishing your own music, etc., etc. And so let's say if your music is streamed on Spotify, that is an interactive site. So your mechanical royalties will be collected there and distributed back to you. This also means, so you want to make sure that if you are the rights holder of your music, then you are registered with the appropriate channels. A lot of times what digital distributors will offer is some type of pro administration, which means they will go and then register all of your music with all of the PROs and rights organizations that they do business with. And so I'll go ahead and include a link below to CD Baby, which is one of the main digital distributors in the US, where you can see all of the different countries. I believe it's over 140 different countries that they register for. So that will make sure that you don't have to think about those things. You pay a little bit more upfront, but they're going to register your music to collect those mechanical royalties across the world, and so that you don't miss out on that streaming money. I hope this video was helpful for you. You can check out video number 1 where we went through 1 through 7. You can also check out video number 3 where we cover 15 through 21, giving you a total of 21 ways that you can make money with your music. So if you like this video, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, that's okay. You can give me a thumbs down. Either way, it's seen by YouTube as engagement. And leave me a comment below. Let me know if you're using any of these methods or if you're using other methods to make money. And as always, please, please, please feel free to share this video and other videos with independent artists and bands, musicians that you know. God bless, and I will see you when I see you. Peace.